Slight gore warning and a slight use of language, I believe, so yeah, just if you can't handle that, please click out of this video. I'll see you in another one, but yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. I stand in the pouring rain, weak, tired, sick. No matter how crappy I felt, the adrenaline pumping in my veins kept me going. Not to mention the fact that I was borderline insane. What led me to be in these conditions? A certain clown named Hisoka, number 4 in the Phantom Troupe. About 2 weeks ago, my family was killed because of my father, a mafia executive who had put a huge bounty on Hisoka's head. Hisoka had found it annoying, not because it was hard to survive the endless attacks from bounty hunters, but because none of the money-hungry people who were trying to kill him satisfied him. They were all too weak. Because of this, he got rid of his bounty and the people chasing him by killing my father, leading my mother to kill herself right in front of my eyes. It was a gory sight, but am I sad? No. I feel nothing except the urge to fight Hisoka. His aura attracted me, and I can never find anyone satisfying to kill anyway. I don't want to kill him for revenge, but for fun. The way he killed my father was so special. You could see the swiftness and technique in the way he did it. My father was killed with playing cards. My mother was always calling me a psychopath, so I didn't feel bad when she shot herself. She wasn't wrong though. I would be freaked out if my daughter walked into my house drenched in blood, holding wads of cash. If you couldn't tell, I'm an assassin. Now I'm following Hisoka. I want to fight him now, but he continues to run. We've been running for miles and miles with no stops. I'm trying to handle this, but now it's just getting ridiculous. After what seemed like forever, Hisoka finally stopped at a crowded market filled with food stalls. I scanned the area cautiously, but he just bought a whole chicken and sat down at a table and began to eat. I followed him curiously, trying to mask my murderous aura, but he noticed me anyway. He looked up from his chicken and smirked at me. You're the one that's been following me all this time. No, you knew? I fake pout. He's good. He turns away from me and rests his chin on his hand. He seems uninterested, but I continue talking anyway. Yes, it was me. He nods at my answer as if he already knew. I smile. Where are you going? Meeting up with friends? They should be meeting up with me here, actually. I evilly grin, and shivers are sent down my spine. Like the Phantom Troupe? I rub my hands together. They seem so strong. I want to fight them. After doing my research, how could I not? Brutal murderers attract me. He raises an eyebrow and faces me, not letting down his guard anymore, but still maintains that same smirk. Maybe. He sits a while in thought, realizing my cleverness. Oi, Hisoka! One of the members of the troupe, I assume, comes walking up to him, an eye with heavy footsteps. He's really tall, with huge muscles and gray hair. Uvajin, I assume. I've done my research. He glares at Hisoka, then at me. I smile, not nicely, sadistically. So powerful. I giggle under my breath. Uvajin's eyebrows knit together. Yeah? You asking for a fight? He grunts. Maybe. I grin. I hear a sigh coming from a shorter girl coming up from behind Uvo. It's like the girl version of Hisoka. She has beautiful blue eyes and pink hair tied up in a ponytail. Disgusting. She even smiles like him. Her comment directed at me did not offend me. I'm flattered. I glance over to Hisoka and realize that we were both creepily smiling at the girl. I guess we are similar in some ways. I don't even know who she is, though. Hisoka pouts at the girl, and she scoffs, turning away. Another person walks up to us. She had short blonde hair and a pantsuit top with a very low neckline and a skirt. She cocked her gun and pointed it at me. "What are your intentions?" she bluntly asks. I look her up and down, racking my memory, then deciding on which member she is. "I don't know, Pᴇʀsᴏᴑ. What do you think my intentions are? I guess you can just scan my memory to find out, though." The words flow out of my mouth, and before I can even react, she's got her cold gun pressed against my forehead. "How do you know my name and abilities?" She puts her hand on my shoulder, activating her nen, I assume. I don't speak. I clear my mind and allow dumb thoughts to flow, and the blonde continues trying to dig up information from my head, that all that she sees are images of me watching my mother shoot herself. "How are you related to Hisoka?" Again, all she sees is the same memory. "Do you know who we are?" She continues to ask questions, and I don't allow her to answer, just dumb memories. The girl with the pink hair, I'm guessing, Machi, raises an eyebrow. "Well?" The blonde stood in shock, unable to comprehend what had just happened. I had just outsmarted her nen. I chuckled to myself. Nothing came up, did it, Paku? All I saw was a recurring scene that had nothing to do with my questions. This girl can personally pick out memories she's allowing me to see. Send her to Phaeton. Hisoka stares at me, amused, but doesn't say anything. "Oh, torture? Sounds fun." I giggle. "I don't mind Phaeton. He's not too bad looking." Machi stares at me and Hisoka once more, with the same blank and disgusted expression. "Sure you're not siblings? Because you both creep me out." Hisoka shakes his head, amused. I'm now chained up to the wall of some dark, musty room. Phaeton stands across from me. His expression is unreadable. Mine is, though. The biggest grin is slapped onto my face like an idiot. Phaeton clicks his tongue. "Don't act so brave. You won't be smiling by the end of this." I giggle, but don't speak any words. Thinking about seeing Phaeton's powers makes me giddy. I'm also getting squeamish, thinking about how he'll look when I escape and flash death before his eyes. Will his expression change at all? He struts up to my defenseless body, sharpening his hand into a fine point. I blush and look out the singular window the room held. At first, the window seemed empty. However, Hisoka was watching. I could sense it. Phaeton shoots his sharp hand into the stone wall I'm chained to, barely grazing my cheek. I bite my lip. "I can kill you at any moment. Stop looking so pleased. Now for my first question. What is your full name, and where are you from?" "My name is Yln. I'm from a family of assassins hidden in the mountains." He nods. "You're an easy talker." He pulls a long sword out from under his cloak. "That means you're weak. Next question. What is your nen ability?" His questions bore me. I'm done. I mumble in my head. Not telling. I yawn. He grows irritated at my answer. He swiftly punches me in the stomach and I gasp in pain, soon followed by a moan escaping my lips. "Yes." Phaeton frowns in annoyance. Did she just enjoy that? I better make it really hurt. He extends his long katana and points it at my arm. I shiver in excitement, but try not to show it. "Oh, no, not my arm. Please don't do that. I like my arm." I can hear Hisoka snicker by the window. Phaeton places the blade at the top of my arm on my shoulder. "I'll ask you one more time. What is your nen ability?" I shake my head in disapproval. "Can't tell you." I'm cut off by Phaeton's blade slicing into my arm. I bite my lip, trying to be quiet, but I sigh in satisfaction. So much power. Again. My blood rolls down my arm and pain shoots up my arm, but I love it. Are you enjoying this? He shortly asks. Yes. I gasp. I hate people like you. He rolls his eyes and puts away his sword. Torture doesn't work if they like it. Fucking masochists. Before stepping out of the room, he places multiple deep cuts into my stomach, leaving me chained to the wall, bleeding everywhere. Goodness, you've been messed up. Hisoka steps into the room once Phaeton leaves and walks up to me, avoiding the puddles of blood. But, really, what are your motives? I wish to fight you all, especially you. I speak. I want to crush you. He thoughtfully brings his hand to his chin. Holding on to a grudge? Oh yes, I did kill your father a while ago, didn't I? No, it's not that. You're powerful. It gives me shivers just thinking about fighting you. You're not an easy target, and it makes me want to kill you. It seems we think similarly. We're both killing addicts. I nod gleefully. He's the first to ever understand me. Will you help me kill the boss of this group? He puts a hand on his hip, although I'm not giving you the final blow. He's too precious for me to waste. Hell yeah. So you can control blood. Hisoka slyly looks at me, impressed. He leaned back on the roof we were sitting on. Yep, I can use it to kill or heal. As you saw before, I healed the injuries I sustained from Phaeton using my power too. I put my hand in my chin. Sometimes I can bring someone back from the brink of death. Drinking it gives me huge defensive powers too. His eyes widen and I watch him trying to hold himself back from doing anything dangerous. I feel his murderous aura surround us. He tilted his head back and took a deep breath. Does he feel the urge to kill the powerful too? To us, death is a game. No matter how much I wanted to fight the Phantom Troop's boss, Chrollo, I wanted to fight Hisoka the most. Nothing prevented me from fighting him right now. I might as well tempt him. I crawl over to him and straddle his waist, closing my eyes, completely defenseless. Come on, Hisoka. Let's fight. I beckoned with my hand. I draw circles on his chest and lean my forehead on it, completely catching him off guard. His mouth left slightly agape. I wrap my arms around his torso, and I feel his heavy breathing. Don't hold back. He lowly growls and grabs onto my hand. Hey, I don't want to fight you, just Chrollo. I frown at his response and bite his neck. His eyes widen and he freezes. Fight me. Hisoka's arm twitches and wraps itself around my neck. Yes, attack me. Show me what you've got. His nails roughly dig into my vocal cords, and I feel my neck tighten. I stop breathing and focus my energy on my free hand. Turn it toward Hisoka, bend his blood, control him like a puppet. Using my special Nen power, I remove his grip on my neck and place it on his own neck. I control the vessels in his body and have him carefully caress my cheek. My, Hisoka, you're so defenseless. I sigh. And I thought you'd be interesting to fight too. I held him in my fingertips, not allowing him the freedom to move around, but all of a sudden, thunk! A stinging, sore sensation spread throughout my entire arm, as well as in the back of my calves.